Hey guys, D1sco here, and today I'm reacting to the Dev by Daylight Developer Update April 2025. This actually released the same day I'm recording this. I'm just we got a few videos coming out as I'm recording this, so that's why this is a few days late. But let's do this. The 8.7.0 update will be here before you know it. So let's take a look at the nostalgia. I read that wrong. I am so stupid. Let's take a look at the notable gameplay changes you can expect from next week's public test build, including improvements we recently shared as part of our Qualife initiative. I didn't even realize the mid-chapter PTB was so soon. Wow, that's crazy. You may notice that in this developer update, we haven't included the crunchy numbers associated with certain changes without the context of a PTB to dive right into. Specific value changes can be difficult to contextualize in the form of a blog. Stay tuned for the PTB patch notes where we'll share the precise values that are changing. Read on for all the details. New feature, new quest system. So, funny thing about this one is me and Orange actually talked about this a little bit recently. So basically in game right now, they changed the name of the challenges, I guess, but they haven't implemented the system yet. They just changed the names. Orange was telling me that I guess this won't be like live, this system, till apparently May, which is crazy to think about. New quest system, which is a major update. I'm just curious. Oh god, okay, okay, I just want to see the link because I hadn't seen it yet. Not as bad as some other ones. So, there's some of these where they're so long, I just want to die, like, halfway through. Because they're too long, I get really tired and bogged down and whatnot when I'm reacting to this stuff sometimes. But let's do this. New, added a quest menu to centralize all quest related content in one place. This replaces the daily ritual, tome challenges, and event tome systems. So that I don't fully understand. So from my understanding, I believe there will still be like a daily ritual system, basically. From my understanding, you'll still have challenges that are dailies, basically. I don't know how that will work yet though, but I know that's a thing that I believe we're still having. I think they're also updating how the dailies work, because a lot of people have been complaining because you pretty much only get killer ones. I think there's going to be some killer and like some survivor ones now, or so. I don't really know. We'll see as I read here. But yeah, from my understanding, it's basically any tome challenges, the daily rituals, any like older tomes, like any challenge in the game where you have to do something to complete it, are going to be together in this quest menu thing, basically. I don't fully understand how it works yet, nor will we know till apparently the next week PTB, but until then, all we can do is speculate. New quests are organized into distinct groups, including daily quests, which is like basically the daily rituals from our thing. Rift Pass quests, which is basically, I believe that's the challenges that make progress in the current Rift. An event pack quest, and I believe the event quest is for events like the Blood Moon event or Chaos Shuffle 2v8, stuff like that. New quests do not need to be selected to be considered active. All available quests are eligible for completion at all times. So from my understanding, there's like a rotation system. So some older tome challenges will be available. There will be some newer ones, stuff like that. They'll be available, but it goes on some like rotation. So like every so often it'll rotate, and then you'll have new challenges, which is interesting to think about. I really like the idea of being able to complete multiple challenges, because that would like really help speed up progress in general, like as a whole, and just really allow like more progress, more blood points to be gotten to level of characters, whatnot. That definitely intrigues me. It makes me happy. New, upon completion, players receive quest rewards automatically without needing to return to the quest menu. And that's nice too, that we'll just automatically get them. I don't have a problem with going back into the menu and whatnot and just, grabbing it. I have no issue with that. But that I can see why, but I definitely see the benefit of that because it's just going to make everything go by faster and like smoother and whatnot. New added milestone quests, which reward players for completing progressively higher amounts of common in-game actions, i.e., hooking survivors. I don't really fully understand what that one means yet, but it seems interesting for sure. New added the ability to pin multiple quests for easy reference in the lobby and match details screen in game. I really like that one for sure. New quest notifications can be toggled on or off via the graphics options menu. Fair. Change updated verbiage to use the term quest instead of ritual or challenge. Developer note, if you caught our latest live stream, you know what's up. If not, check out the recording here for all the details on the new quest system. Our intention behind the system is that win or lose, we want trials to feel even more rewarding for players, making in-game tasks and rewards easier to engage with. What this means for you is that you can complete multiple quests per trial, you can pin quests to easy reference them in game, and rewards and unlocked automatically. In game and rewards are unlocked automatically to minimize the amount of time you spend in menus, among other things. Checking things off your to-do list should feel snappy and rewarding, and that's the feeling we're aiming for here. Archives Tome and Rift changes, which is also a major update. New. Extended the number of levels in the Deep Rift and increased the number of available outfit variants within it. So I'm assuming that means more like Deep Rift outfits, so that's huge. New updated the final Rift tier following the Deep Rift to act as a repeatable source of blood points. I'm not really sure what that means yet. Change moved access to the archives from the lobby main menu to the bottom screen menu. Change all tome lore and the compendium is now unlocked for all players. That makes me happy because I have very little of the lore and I've always been intrigued by it. So now I can actually get all of it for free, which is cool. Unchanged, all existing tome challenges can still be completed for blood points and their page completion rewards. Note they will not use the new quest system, meaning they must be activated one at a time and redeemed once completed. So that kind of sucks that older. Hang on a second, guys. I'm fine with anything. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, just as I was saying, I think it's interesting that you can still do. I'm happy you can still do older tomes because I kind of mentioned this to Orange that like we're still missing a ton of the older like charms and other stuff, and like I hope someday we can get them. I've tried getting Orange out to help me out with it a few times, but every time he's just very much or like we've looked into some of them before, but some of those challenges are so very specific and weird and kind of tricky that we just haven't done them. But I'm happy that they're still available. It does suck that they're not a part of the new quest system though. Developer note: alongside the new quest system, we've also adjusted some of the game's other menus and features. With the Rift, we're really excited about how quests will make progression more streamlined, and are happy to share that we're adding even more content into the Deep Rift despite of those level ups. While the archives and compendium will remain accessible in game, Rift progression moving forward will be handled for the quest menu, so you'll likely see less of these legacy spaces. Thank God. Lifting fitting way to show our respect to them for them. Previous tomes and their challenges will remain available for you to work through, and all lore is unlocked to let you walk down memory lane. I'm really happy about that. The fact that you just have access to all the lore and stuff, and not only that, but also the fact that you just have they still have the challenges and like the stuff from them. That makes me happy too. Perks preview and lobby, which is a medium update. The first medium update is the last two were majors. New added a widget highlighting a player's own perks in the pregame lobby. I think that's similar to how mobile did it, which doesn't exist anymore. Newly unlocked survivors and killers come pre-equipped with a perk in their first slot. That's actually kind of nice. New developer though. There's a lot of info that newer players face when opening the game, so we want to highlight the importance of perks for them. This widget uses a visual effect to let players know if they have unused perk slots, making it easy to jump to that menu with a single click. Pre-equipping a perk for newly unlocked characters also helps ease players into the game, ensuring they won't be at a disadvantage in their first trial if they miss the perk menu. Pre-equipped items and add-ons medium update. Newly unlocked survivors can pre-equip with a small set of items and add-ons, as well as some extras in their inventory. I kind of like that. I hope killers do. Newly unlocked killers can pre-equipped with a small set of add-ons, as well as some extras in their inventory. I like that. I like that change. That's a good change. Developer note: similar to the above, as we look to the future of Dead by Daylight, it's important that we reevaluate players' first steps within the game. It's not always clear that they should check a newly unlocked character's loadout before entering a trial. Giving these items and add-ons to newly unlocked characters allows us to highlight the basics of a character's kit, giving players something to use in their first few trials. Unhook spam prevention, medium update. So this one's interesting. The name of it is interesting because I think they tried something similar to this and everyone hated it, so they got rid of it. But let's see. New: each survivor can attempt to unhook another survivor 3 times. On the next attempt, they cannot cancel this interaction. New: each survivor's individual unhook attempt count resets when the hook survivor exits the hook state. Developer note: it's not lost on us that unhooking can be used by survivors to grief others. Yes. Yeah, and not only that, but it's really annoying to be the one on the hook and have the other teammates just spamming the unhook button, but they don't actually unhook you. They just keep like grabbing you, and then they stop, and then they grab you, and then they stop, and then they grab you, and then they stop. It's really annoying. While we know there can be strategic reasons to cancel an unhook, this isn't something that should be occurring over and over, and it occurs over and over. In fact, when me and Orange had played together a little bit recently, something similar to this happened where me and him were both going for different unhooking challenges. I was going for an event one, he was going for like a tome one. And from my understanding, Orange went for the unhook, and the other person just stood there, like was pointing at the hook, and then I think they did that a little bit even, where they like spammed the button, so they kept grabbing and then like go with the person, which is just really annoying. By setting a limit on this action before it becomes uninterruptible, our goal is to ensure well-meaning players have the flexibility to change their tactics on the fly, while also preventing others from using this action for griefing purposes. That change is huge. So they tried something to the similar where they made it so you have to automatically. They tried something in a former PTB where you had to automatically unhook the person. Me and Orange were excited about this because of the griefing thing, but also and just the fact that people would like spam it instead of people letting go. But everyone complained about it, so they got rid of that system pretty quickly. I really hope this system does stay. It sounds better because you can still let go of the person if you need to, but also it's kind of nice that they're trying that like the other person, if they're trying to use it for griefing purposes, they're forced to unhook you eventually anyways, which is nice if they keep doing it. Improved skill check safety net medium update. This is interesting. I feel like this one, just based off the name, I feel like this one is maybe geared more towards newer players, but it still sounds interesting. New, added an additional window of time in which a skill check will be nullified when letting go of an action as the skill check pops up. That is huge. In fact, that happens to me in Orange sometimes. Where like we'll need to let go of the gen for a reason. Skill check happened right then, and now the gen, and now the and now the gen has the skill check fail thing and lost some progress, which is annoying. Developer note, we've all been there. You get off a generator just a fraction too late, and boom, you trigger a failed skill check. As a result of your feedback, we've added a slightly extended grace period, letting go of generators and healing actions. This should help reduce the frustration of a rogue skill check alerting the killer without being so generous that you can be careless with your actions. I think that's fair because there's legitimate times where you'll want to get off the gen to do something else real quick, to like maybe heal a teammate or something. And it's really annoying that when a skill check happens right then, the gen explodes, pretty much guaranteed currently. So that change makes me happy. Killer updates. The Howlmaster was a minor update. Change decreased dog chase command vault speed and increased the blood point rewards for all deviousness scoring events. Developer note, when vaulting Snug feels a little fast, given how his animation plays out. This can feel off and leave survivors with very little time to react. We've decreased Snug's vault speed slightly to better match his animation, while giving survivors a little more flexibility while being chased around pallets. We've also seen your feedback that Hellmaster's blood point rewards need a little buff. We've doubled the reward value of all of her deviousness scoring events to help bring this in line. Status effect updates. Haste and hindered stacking. Medium update. Change. Haste no longer stacks with other haste effects. Change. Hindered no longer stacks with other hindered effects. Change. Updated status effect widgets to display current haste and hindered values. This can be disabled in the game options. Change. Update select perk descriptions to change base movement speed adjustments to haste or hindered effects. Change and introduce small buffs to perks which previously relied on stacking. Developer note, historically stacking status effects like haste and hindered as well as base movement speed changes has led to circumstances where certain perk combos made for this plus hope anyone, oh god, ended up far more powerful than intended. By streamlining these effects, you'll only ever move as fast or as slow as the highest haste or hindered effect currently active. Note, the highest value of these two effects will still interact with each other. Our intention is to limit instances of over tuned combos while making their effects easier to understand, especially as we welcome new players into the fog. Stay tuned for the PTB patch notes for an overview of the perks that will be receiving small buffs to account for the removal of the stacking. Oh, that's kind of nice. The perks are going to get some buffs. Perk updates. Hex, Pentimento, medium update. I think they nerfed this perk like a while ago. And I don't think that they've touched it briefly, I think, since, but I'm excited. Change. When a totem is rekindled, survivors' healing and repair speeds are reduced. This effect is increased for each additional rekindled totem. If all 5 totems are rekindled simultaneously, all totems are permanently blocked by the entity. Change. Survivors cursed by this perk see rekindled totems or us within a small radius. Change. Hex Pentimento no longer reduces recovery speed from being downed or gate opening speed. Developer note. It's no secret that Hex Pentimento's repair speed debuff is its strongest effect in main draw. With this change, we've moved away from giving the full power of this debuff at one totem, instead gradually increasing healing and repair debuffs give this effect a more gradual power curve. This preserves its focus on slowing survivors' progression without being too dominant at one totem. As for aura reading, our goal is to help support solo players who don't have the benefit of teammates to help with totem callouts. That's good. Until next time, done by Doa Team. Honestly, I really like this developer update. The Pentimento change sounds really nice, and I'm very excited to see how that plays out. The haste and hindered stacking I really like. There's, like, it can be annoying to have, like, a bunch of hindered status effects on you as survivor, and as killer, it's really annoying to do as a survivor who has, like, a bunch of haste stacks. You know what I mean? Like, these builds are annoying for both sides for a reason, so I'm really happy that they're addressing it. The Hellmaster changes sound nice. That chapter is overwhelmingly negative, and while them touching her isn't even all that crazy, they're just, you know, she's gonna get more blood points in the deviousness category, and then the dog is not as fast while vaulting. That's still nice changes that should help her out overall. Improved skill check safety net. I really like that one. That has been a problem for years, and the fact that that's finally getting addressed is huge. The unhooked spam profession I really like. It is so annoying when it happens and you're the one unhooked. So, like, it's really annoying, especially when you're unhooked, because it's like, I just want to be unhooked. So, yeah. The pre-equipped items and add-ons I really like. So just when you get a character, you'll have pre-equipped stuff, and you'll have like some stuff to work with for your first couple matches. As that new character, the perks preview in the lobby is nice to help out newer players, but also I think it'll be at least a little useful for other people. For, like, you know, I think even veterans could get a value out of this to some extent, but also the fact that newly unlocked survivors and killers will already have a perk equipped is really nice too. The Archives Tome and Rift changes sounds interesting. I really like how the old Tome challenges are still available. I think the update will be interesting, especially to the Deep Rift. Also, that repeatable source of blood points thing from the final, you know, because they say update the final rift tier following the Deep Rift. To be a repeat that sounds interesting for sure. And then of course the new quest system I'm probably most excited for when it comes to this whole update, because that's gonna make doing challenges easier. That's gonna make getting progress easier. That's just gonna make the everything easier and definitely better in some ways. But yeah, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, ring the bell, do all the aggraphic garbage. It helps us out a lot, and it means a lot to us. And I'll see you guys next video. Bye.